first map, 6-4, obviously, to Immortals. The second map, 6-2 to Bootkamp. They kind of dominated what should have been surprisingly better, aggressive, and attacking rounds from a team that had Lion.
I'll be kind of surprised if this is a Blitz ban, because I think it should be Maverick, but no, it is going to be a Blitz ban, regardless of what I think.
They did it just to spite you.
Just to spite me, indeed. We are going to get through now into the next ban. It's going to be Bootkamp Gaming with their first ban. Maybe this will be a Maverick. I don't really know. I feel like they should ban the Lion here, though, because the Lion kind of tore them apart last time. Just a little bit. I mean, but they used it effectively as well, and they are starting on the attack, so maybe they will ban the Ying here, and they will indeed go for it this time again. So yeah, they will let the Lion through. So the defense ban maybe won't be Mirror here. I think that the Maestro or the Echo, especially the Echo, a little bit more effective here. Mirror doesn't to be too popular on Clubhouse.
No, there's less you can kind of do with Mirror for sure on Clubhouse, obviously, since it kind of got renovated and it got all done up, especially the kind of development of those upstairs points, especially Cash Room, has been beautiful. There it is, you called that one at least. Maestro is taken off the table, and that leaves Immortal just one more decision.
And it's just going to be the Clash. Like, there's no way it's not the Clash.
Yeah, there's Clash. They kind of reached that decision very quickly. And there she goes, and the production staff are surprised and shocked in the background. But they're also the ones that have made some other incorrect calls. Right, we go into the first.
Well, I mean, the other thing that Clash really makes sense as a ban here as well is that just Clubhouse at the top of that garage area, just impossible to push up with barbed wire and Clash stood at the top of those stairs. So Clubhouse, very, very common to see a Clash ban, so not out there at all, despite the history of Immortals up banning. But we're going to get to round number one here. We're going to see a CCTV Cash Room defense as is normal. But without a Maverick on the board, this might be a little bit tricky to get open.
We'll have to see what they decide to do. Obviously, they have both the Mute, they have both the Bandit. They have both the Mute and the Bandit. So they have enough to kind of lock off that wall. Lion, 6th picked off. So where are they going to bring in instead? They have the double hard destruction. Lion, 6th pick to Lion. Well, that's the first time we've seen that. Whether they stick to it. Sledge and Buck as well for the soft destruction. They have nothing to really properly take care of any kind of Bandit charges or the Mute charges. It'll be interesting to see how they decide to push against this Cash.
This has become the default site now, right? And again, the Mirror is going to get let through the ban in favor of the Maestro instead. So I'm interested to see how Bootkamp really play around this during their attack, and if they really see Maestro as a big threat. I mean, Maestro is pretty powerful on this site, but I'm not sure if it was really worth it from them, honestly. I mean, they know that the other side is going to ban Clash. Maybe they should have banned something else here. Not sure. I'm really surprised by the Ying ban.
Depends how much it kind of panics them, I guess. They did really, yeah, they've taken Ying out 2 maps in a row. They just don't want to go against it at all. Whereas at the same time, Immortals have pretty solidly got rid of that Blitz and taken him off the board. So to see, obviously, they were the original bans online as well. BK's first ban was taking care of Lion. Kind of curious how they're going to start approaching this cash point. How they're going to start approaching, whether they're going to try and take Garage. You can see Uke is playing off just on central stairs, waiting for any particular push. Garage has become a big hold. Cyber dropping away from an open door as we saw the outline of someone rotating towards it. Gonna hold Oil Pit at the bottom of that ladder. Oh, it's the Thermite or the Fragmite M-King rotating off as Palu starts to push the east side.
He will start to push that east side, but Novis with a beautiful C4 takes it down intact. Already the Habana off the board. That is a huge pick coming out here from Immortals so early on. So, in my opinion, attacking this upstairs requires you to push on east of both the garage, but Palu going to push all the way into Lounge, takes down Yuk already. The line charge going out, and Cyber acts on impulse and takes down Palu. Very nicely traded back. That's going to leave both the Book and the Ban off the board. 2 very important picks here. for Immortals to try and hold onto this area. Nades are going to come out, but the ADS is going to catch it midair. And Dud's not looking too good here, but they do still have the Lion, surprisingly, and they should be able to open up this construction wall, but they don't seem too happy about trying to get in this way, mostly because they haven't opened up that east wall yet either, and yeah, this is not looking too amazing for Bootkamp right now.
They seem exceptionally scared of the potential of someone to rotate behind them as well, to the point it looks like they set up their thermite to watch it instead of bringing potentially someone else. Obviously, that's your thermite with your diffuser. So what they're hoping that Duds can pull off on this doorway fight, or obviously the Lion, is, I don't know, it remains to be seen. There's the reinforced wall just to Duds' right. They're going to push hard. Oh, you straight past a man that is lying on the floor and picks up an exceptionally easy frag there. That was unbelievable. And now M-King has rotated off around the side. Board moves across side to side. They have 30 seconds and it looks like they're going for a hard rotate to pick it off from the other side.
They haven't managed to open up Garage, but Cyber is going to pick up both of them right from the top of the garage right there. M-King and Bill both go down to him. Cyber so aggressive with that, but very well played from him right there. Immortals take round number 1 and set the stage for the decider map. It looks like it's moving to round number 2. Most likely going to see an armory defense, but we could see a gym defense here, I suppose, as well.
Cyber actually locked off 4 kills that round as well, which is, hey, it's not the biggest. We've actually seen one of these teams open up with PX's ace on the opening round in the previous map. But hey, 4 kills, that's okay. Church and Arsenal room, we rotate down 2. And I think one of the mainstays of when you see these guys play, especially when you're on the decider map, is you start to see them make decisions that they push a bit too hard. They sometimes overcompensate. Could that have been why they decided to throw Duds in so quickly?
I don't think so. I think that one of the main reasons why Immortals won that round is because Cyber did the whole shoot and scoot thing where every time he got a kill, he was in a completely different position the next time. And you saw that he caught out a number of the attackers doing that kind of thing where a lot of the intel they had on him was quite late. For example, one of his first kills was downstairs, coming up from blue stairs, and then by then he was rotated all the way back up, and he was lying down next to the door from construction into cash room. So, and the amount of times that today that people have been just lying down in the middle of hallways and gotten kills absolutely amazes me. But we are going to get through now into round number 2. We are going to see an Arsenal Church defense. Now, this has been slightly less popular, I would say, on the defense, not because it's a bad site, but because I think CCTV is definitely better. But obviously, aggressive rotation parameter 2 means we can't go back there just yet. So we are going to see downstairs defense. But also, the way that Clubhouse has changed means that roaming is much, much more viable here. And we've seen this a lot of times in the Pro League recently as well. We see Novi's and Cyber both going to be on the roam up here in Garage, it seems.
It'll be interesting to see how, obviously, this Vigil decides to move around that map. Palu wasting no time breaking down the barriers. The first EU1D goes off as well. They want to play this aggressive, they want to play it harder, and they want to lock down frags, because to be fair, when they did do that on the previous map, it completely blindsided the Immortals setup. And Immortals seem to play better when they have enough time to weigh up their options and weigh up their movement. And Palu now is just going to sit and want them to return to that spy hole, and they do! What a take against one there. What a wait and bait. That was intact, pushing through Strip Club, gonna drone it ahead. Palu's now moving off. The second EU1D goes off as well, and there's still 2 minutes left.
Yeah, still a lot of time left on the board here as Palu starts to open up a lot of stuff. A lot of utility being used by Bootkamp to get up in the hatches as well and get onto the site. But it's gonna be Immortals who get the first kill this time. It's gonna be Cyber who takes down Boar. Beautiful bit of entry fragging coming out from Cyber, but I mean, Thatcher, yes, good pick, but the smoke going down so early on is definitely more of an impact.
For sure. It's just one of those operators that, you know, you have 30 seconds left, he can win you the game. He's so usable, the utility you can bring with him as well, and having that gun set is just such a storm to have as your final point. Beautiful take there from Palu. PX gets a return on that taking down M King, and there's Yuke with a run out and the double against Palu and Duds.
Great push out coming out from Moto, coming there from Yuk. Has basically won the round now unless Intek can really pull a rabbit out of his hat right now. And he looks like he almost takes down PX, but above him there will be Cyber. Can't find the frag just yet. The bearing will come out from him, trying to desperately find this kill into the Jaeger. He's going to have to push all the way through, but PX holding the crossfire does take him down with a headshot. And Immortals take round number 2, looking flawless on this defense so far.
Yeah, they definitely had all the angles locked off. You could see he was trying to find just maybe a little bit of give in that hold, but they were so confident. They were already pre-firing most of the angles there and still picked up the kill. They've only managed to pick off 3 frags over the opening 2 rounds. They've ended with all of their team dying before they can really get the diffuser in or get their feet onto point. I think they've only had one person even actually put feet on a point, and that was Duds' run-in as Sledge on the previous round.
I'm going to move into round number 3 and see exactly how it's going to go down. As we see a gym bedroom defense finally coming out from Immortals. Because of just a rotation parameter of 2. Although, kind of interested why there's no castle in this lineup.
There's also no lion.
That is very true. That's the first time that lion has not been banned, but has not been picked.
Well, maybe Reddit was right. Maybe he's just standing still.
We're not even going to go there with that conversation.
You can see they're setting up the reinforcements onto that west balcony that has become such a beast to hold. Now, a lot of barbed wire being thrown. Obviously, as we said before, Immortals like to slow down BK. They like to kind of give them their own pace and let them walk into their firing line. They're very happy to set up and then maybe have roamers picking off those flanks, because they are so good at picking off those flanks. As you said before, the shooting and the scooting we have seen from Cyber really just shut down that opening wave without the anchors having to, well, I say do much, having to move much. They're always doing something, anchor. Always doing something. Shout out to my anchor players out there. But it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of find a way to breach this. On Border, where Bootkamp were playing much better, they were very direct. They were very... Their pushes were integral to just getting from A to B without having to tread too much of the map. Whereas on Clubhouse, it seems they're being a bit more spread out. They're trying to push across, they're trying to push around, and they're trying to clear more than anything as they start to dig in. Palu wasting no time.
Wasting no time whatsoever, as they will start to get in here and see exactly what they can do with the situation. But not looking too good here, honestly, in terms of setup. I mean, I like the fact that they're using the mirror window and they've opened the gym wall in the correct way. But wow, that was almost an insanely early frag coming out from Palu there. Moves all the way in, but the ADS will catch his nade. And he moves on to logistics, has to try and do something here. Go to the spree fires, but not able to find the kill just yet. As really premature smokes coming out from one there.
Yeah, didn't really need to throw that utility just because that's such a hard angle to win fights. It doesn't matter how good of a fragger you are, especially that one drop down, because there's barely any movement you can get around to allow you to shoot into the kind of the meat of the point. So it's normally not the best one to try to pick a firefight, especially when, as I said, on this map there's so many other options. Palu not holding and waiting and baiting this time when he sees a spot hole. Just going to shoot and then rotate off to, I guess, force him, try and trap him, catch him with the old 1-2. It doesn't seem like it's worked, unfortunately, as they start to push in from CCTV.
And he has managed to get in here relatively not just unscathed, but also getting the jump on someone. M King takes down PX, Palu takes down Yuk, and he should be peeking it all out on the bandit. Scores the headshot onto the Cyber. Beautiful shot from Palu. Moves all the way in, and now it's a 5v2 situation. Not looking too good for Immortals, but Novi strikes back. Takes down M King with a headshot, but now leaves it all into the hands of one. And smokes are going to start coming out. Tries to maneuver his way out of here, but bearing does come out from the Habana. The SMG comes out, but does take down the Habana. But Palu right on there to refrag. Bootkamp take round number 3, and their first victory on this particular map.
Definitely the most confident Bootkamp have looked. There's no denying that, obviously. Palu, again and again, his name is coming up as one that is leading the charge on a team. He is really just showing up, and again, they say frags aren't everything, but you look at that scoreboard and he has 6 out of a total of 8 frags on the team. So you know that he is out there representing. He is not wanting to drop off. But then at the same time, Cyber on the other side with 5 frags, a little bit more spread out, 2, 2, 2, and then 1 across the board. But it's just the way he is moving around the map and the way he is pushing with this buck, really just taking ground.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true, and he has managed to find his ways into sneaky positions. Interesting that, again, they're not bringing in the Lion. They seem to, like, the only round that they won was the one that they didn't take the Lion. And interesting that the Maverick hasn't been banned, but they still are choosing not to bring him, even though this is probably one of the maps where he is most prevalent. We're going to see PX switching around onto the dock, where you got his famous ace, of course. So, yeah, interesting operator picks, I would say, coming out from both sides, obviously. I mean, I think some of my problems with what Bootkamp have been doing is that they haven't really been utilizing all the operators available at their disposal. They are finally bringing a Montaigne, though, which is good. But, you know, we haven't really seen a Glass from them. We haven't seen an IQ. We haven't seen a huge amount of attackers. We haven't seen Blackbeard, Maverick. There's so many operators here that really could have a huge impact, especially on a map like Clubhouse, which they've just not taken. And I'm really not sure why.
I think versatility and adaptability, 2 words that you often get heard thrown around by the best teams in the world. Siege is a tactical game. It is a 5 versus 5. These are the operators you have. These are the ones that are taken out of the equation. And especially since the 5 attack, 5 defense rotation got introduced, you really see how far a team can stretch when they come across an obstacle. They'll go, well, this isn't working. What can we bring? What operators can we use to just shake up this setup, shake up the other team? As you said, they're not really emphasizing that. Don't get me wrong. These are the best players in the world. These are the guys that can run and roam on most players. Cyber taking down Duds easily. Monty just stood and watched as Cyber finds himself able to swing around and almost pull off a bandit trick. Whether there was more on the other side or not, I guess we don't really know. A few shots into the toesies of Monty, and it's just going to head out of there before it gets a bit too hot. Palu there, almost ready to pick up the rotation and pushes Bandit back into Garage. Cyber in a little bit of a tight spot now, maybe not wanting to spend much longer in there. Palu is worried about the potential rotation from Blue, but for now, Monty on M King is just feeding information to the rest of the team.
And honestly, a great read as well, taking the Montaigne here, recognizing there's no Legion, and Palu finally able to finish off Cyber. It is going to mean that not only can Palu now start to open up vertical play, but that Montaigne can push all the way to the top of the garage stairs and really start to threaten the positions of the defenders. And this is such a typical strategy for Montaigne to bring, but what are you doing? Novice just runs out. He tries to find an early kill into Palu, but not able to find it at all. Turns it into a 3v2. Nitro is going to come out from 1, getting ready to deal with the Montaigne if he does hop on through, as Yuk does take down Intact. Now it's turned the scoreboards evened out a little bit. It is a 2v2 situation. Palu, I'm assuming, is still downstairs, and yeah, he is trying to still open up a little bit more vertical play. Yuk, interestingly, running the extended barrel on Jaeger rather than a comp or a flash.
That's down to them. I mean, you always see the interesting decisions bought. I think we've seen some guns bought without forward grips as well. Twice it's rare, but there is a demolition from underneath Palu. Wow, he removed the floor right under him. Yuk is pushing hard whilst he has a second before Buck can come round to break the fun. Obviously, that is the C4 gone. Monty holding hard, feeding information, and beautiful Monty play there from M King to pick up the final kill. But the teamwork and coordination of Monty to, I assume, feed to Buck, this is causing me problems. And Buck said, do not worry, I am here for you. Wow. Dropped him through the floor.
That's true friendship.
That's true friendship. That's beautiful to see. And Palu again, 9-2. Really, really keeping Bootkamp in this as we go to the final defense round 4. Immortals? Let's see if they can pull off the balance. Every single round of these guys has gone 3-2 at the split, though. Every single map, even, not round.
Yeah, it is going to be a CCTV cash room defense. Finally, we are going to see the Maverick coming out from Bo, which I'm happy to see, of course. Have you noticed that Maverick's background picture is slightly different to everyone else's?
Because he's seen some things.
He's seen some things.
He's seen some things. He's back and he's confused as to he's being filled in on everything that he's missed on his 3 years.
Well, he is not back because he's going to get 6-picked out for a Thatcher instead, which honestly still kind of a fair bet, but I still feel like with a Bandit on the board here, you could still easily do stuff there, but still kind of confused as to why there's no Montaigne pick yet again, but I guess that is being superseded by the fact that they saw that there was a Legion on the other side. They were like, no, we don't want to do that at all. In fact, we just want to go straight for that opening up of the garage wall potentially, because they have brought a Habana again as well, so maybe 3 hard breaches would have been a bit overkill.
Potentially a little bit of overkill. Obviously, we saw Cyber hold garage for arguably longer than they should have. Managed to keep bouncing between bullets flying his way. And held it for a good 30 seconds of solid assault. Even picked off the kill against Dodds as he entered. That's even. It would be interesting to see whether they translate that Cyber hold somewhere else. Obviously, as you said, they took Monty out of the equation because of the Legion, but it won the round. So that Monty movement, that's exactly what you want your Monty player to do. Picking up the frag. It is a slow-moving wall camera, and the camera was on one, tearing the C4 a little bit prematurely. I guess it depends how quickly they're pushing. They start to slowly make their way up from underneath.
Yeah, and again, the bug just opening up that vertical play beautifully, but it's going to be Novius who takes down Palu through his own vertical play. That goes both ways. Nades are going to come out, and a beautiful nade from Duz. Duz managed to find one. And that's an even trade, 4v4 now. As that's a Nitro off the board, but that's also Palu off the board. We still got nades on the table. Of course, we still have Sledge on the table, so still looking pretty good for Bootkamp, I would say, to try and open this up, because they do have a Thatcher around. And I think Cyber should have to rotate around here surely to open this up, but no, he was not able to ban it. Tricky really should have been in position there. Not sure really where he had gone.
People, they keep dropping off. Cyber managed to take care of M King. That is the thermite off the board. They got open the integral. Get me wrong onto CCTV, but you know, you kind of don't want to be losing in those kind of trades. Intact has still got some X-Kairos left. Judge gets taken care of by PX at the opening of Garage. That's the Legion doing a hard hold. It is now looking slightly worse for Bootkamp as they try to find a way to dig into this point. Some pixel shots coming out either side of those servers in the center.
Yeah, Intact's going to be trying to push through, trying to get this desperate entry kill where he can, but not looking too good for Bootkamp right now. But what a shot from Intact. Takes down Yuk, and it's going to be a 2v3. That does try and even it out just a little bit more to Bootkamp's favor. But they've only got 45 seconds left to try and make something work, and they don't actually have flashbangs either. But Intact doesn't need them, because Boar will actually serve as a distraction. That allows him to take down PX. It's going to be a 2v2 situation now. But Novi's and Cyber are both full health still, but neither of them have a Nitro Cell. So there's not a huge amount of utility either way here. But the defenders do have the advantage that they have the site control still, and they do still have mirror windows up, or at least one mirror window up as... Oh! Intact just runs all the way into the site, tries to cover the plant, but goes down for it. All down to Boar, but Cyber will pick him from the hallway. And it's going to be Immortals who take round number 5 and put themselves in an advantage moving into the second half.
And that was first 5. No plants, par for the course at this point, I would say. But again, we're seeing some beautiful plays and counterplays from these guys. They are really familiar with each other's playstyles, and it shows. Obviously, they keep, I thought we saw it from there, they kept shepherding. Is a great way of looking at how they were just kind of picking off the defenders there. And you wanted him. Here he comes. Maverick picked by Cyber, who is obviously having a very good game so far. Double hard destruction currently with the thermite. Lion has shown up again. He's been re-released from his cage. Maybe he's been to the vet and is slightly more in tune with what's going on in the game. And that's from Thermite and Ash as well.
we'll see how it goes down as we move into round number 6. It's actually going to be a Church Arsenal Room defense to start with here. So Maverick may not be too effective moving in here from Immortals. Trying to figure out what the push is here, because they are spawning warehouse. So yeah, I think that they do think it's going to be a CCTV cash room defense, because I mean that's what most people would do. It is the default site.
Be interesting to see how they kind of develop as they move across. At the same time, you have Mira. She is back out again. It is nice to see Mira give her time to stretch her legs. Both Mira and Lion in a match together. I could not tell you the last time I saw this happen.
You couldn't tell me?
No, I could not tell you. I think it's a rare sight. It's a treat to see for sure, because, well, actually I say that, to be fair, you pointed out the very valid is they almost look a little bit shaky playing as them, because it's getting the rust off, re-remembering what they can do and how they can do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they've got the strat books and I'm sure they scrim it, but playing a competitive game and actually properly stretching the legs on an operator is a very different environment to scrims. But we know that all these players, all these guys, every region works very hard. They're always training.
It's interesting because, oh wow, that's a nice heroic gas grenade going down.
That's completely thrown your sentence. That was so
yeah,
nice.
That's good. Yeah, so it's interesting because Clubhouse tends to be fairly defender-sided, but with the way the operator bans went, I'm really surprised this isn't even more defender-sided, really. We've only seen 3 rounds go to defenders out of 5, so only 60% win rate so far for defenders. Let's see if they keep that up, as Cyber convinced that a smoke is in there, but really there's no reason for a smoke to really push that far up, and of course at the same point, that blowtorch is very quiet, and hopefully Cyber is going to make a bit of use of that as he will start to open it up. And wow, that was a really good bait, almost worked as well, as he will open it up. Of course, when you actually open something up with a Maverick, it does make a little bit of noise. Oh, what? Intact through the tiniest hole in the world, had to guess correctly, and he will do so. Takes down Cyber with a headshot. It's already Maverick off the board. That is a very huge pick, but that was incredibly risky from Intact.
That was a beautiful shot with an SMG that has become much harder to control since recent patches. So that was some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful recoil control there. So we can see Palu looking a little bit angsty as flashes start to rain down on them. They are generally the only one covering that church side. Intact feels a little bit more confident.
Oh, what a nitro from Board. Does completely deny anything going on there in the kitchen, but actually the thermite charge did go off, so Thermite died doing what he loved.
Doing what he loved, which was blowing big holes, a really big bleeping hole coming right up. There's the E1D, but beautiful rotation there from Duds to pick off PX is luckily there to pick off the return frag. Novus finds Palu as well down in church, I believe. Slowly just circling around.
Yeah, but lots of aggression coming out from the defenders here, trying to shut down any aggression at all. And as we do see, the default cam is going to get picked. Novus finds his way into the church, and now he does have control. He does have diffuser, and he's in a great spot to plant it. As PX are going to cover him here, or attempt to do so. Legion mines are going to go out. They seem to be unaware that the server has gone down. It's going to be a plant coming through from Immortals. The very first plant that they've had this series, actually. As PX desperately trying to hold on to this post-plant situation. Novi's going to take down M-King as PX finds one of his own. Intact going to go down, but Novi's is actually injured through this, and is eventually going to get killed by Intact Smoke. So Boar's going to be able to him in a 1v1. Going to be slowly crouch peeking here, but doesn't realize that the lying down PX is right there in the corner. Does take him down. Boar goes out of it, and Immortals take their first attack round.
As he said, the first time the diffuser goes down on this map, the first time they've thrown the diffuser down as well. So, that's a little bit of a break there. The smoke managing to pick off. I'm not quite sure how that happened, whether they got a little bit stuck, because they had some few seconds in the smoke. We heard the damage tick indicators going off. But hey-ho, you never really know what's going on over the shoulder. Cyber bringing that Maverick, again, hoping for a slightly different fate as we head to the same point. Lion, Thatcher, Thermite, and Ash. The same loadout. If it works, don't. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Indeed. Let's move through into Church Arsenal Room. Defense yet again coming out. Kind of surprising, honestly. Although maybe they're seeing the Maverick first pick and they're thinking, okay, maybe we shouldn't go upstairs immediately.
No, maybe they shouldn't, obviously. Well, to be fair, Bootcamp, they were on the first map, they made the mistake of repeatedly picking dorms, even though they lost the defense on it every single time. They seem, some teams are happier playing like that. Some teams they want to try and take it. They've got a strategy and they want to make it work. Whereas other teams, they rotate anyway, whether they win or lose. They move on to points, they keep the game fluid, and they keep the attackers guessing. You know, it's whatever's more comfortable for you. I will say, I think it was a 6th pick from Thermite to Thermite from one. I think they really pushed. This is
200 IQ, 6th pick.
It's one of those plays that gets brought out, but we can see they're setting up generally the same as they had before. I think they've done the entire reinforcement on that wall where they broke into the church, which they did. It was how the Ash got straight in through there. And I guess they're hoping that, to be fair, if that was still fully reinforced, that might have been a boot camp win. Been a boot camp take. They did the right steps building up to them.
Yeah, Intact has got to be pretty quick with all of this because that thermite charge is going down and it's going down now. It will make it opened up and that dirt tunnel is going to get opened up. And it's kind of surprising that they would do that and not take a shield like a Montaigne.
Well, they seem to blow it and then run as well. And you've kind of got Intact a little bit stuck there. Obviously, that tunnel, if unguarded, can become a big problem. If there's someone who can hold it, it's your Smoke. Smoke can keep that tunnel safe from any invaders for a very, very long time. But they're just going to leave it. They're going to keep the tension up, keep their eyes in the wrong place. Now you can see Novus is moving pretty quickly through the map. Wants to try and find some Ash picks. Start digging away at the health of the enemies. But so far, it's very much all quiet on the western front.
Indeed, and you know, there hasn't been any picks so far. There hasn't been a huge amount of utility usage coming out from the attackers. They just seem to be slowly taking control over what they need to do. Motor Hatch will get opened up by the Thermite, but with no Habana, this is kind of unnecessarily limiting your abilities here. As Yuk will rotate all the way downstairs. He's seeing what he can do here. Still looking for that impact trick, it looks like, but it's never going to come because both Thermite chests are already down, and they should know that.
You can see Novus is finally rotated around. In the meantime, Yuke's being reset. Obviously, getting a line back to fighting health is always good. The Smoke still holding that. I do. This is a little side thing, like that Bootcamp are running the Immortals skins. It's just a little bit of brotherly love between the two teams. And Gun's always nice to see. By Pro skins, they're always great, help support the scene. But back to the game. One is pushing towards Memorial Room. The first smoke gas goes off as Novus and Cyber. Novus finding Smoke with some beautiful frag there.
That is a huge pick from Novus, and that's really going to allow them to gain control of Dirt Tunnel and just push all the way through from multiple different angles. Now, we should see that starting to come to its fruition as we see 35 seconds left on the clock. Not looking too good for Bootcamp because they don't have anyone playing now in Dirt Tunnel. Seems to have just forgotten about it. Cyber managed to make his way all the way through, and so does Novus, but it's going to be the line charge that does go off as finally Legion Mine does get pulled out, and 15 seconds left to go. The push really just has to start coming through now. PX makes his entry from Moto onto Palu. Novus takes down Duz, but instantly traded by M-King. Yuk takes down M-King, but Bo takes down Yuk, and it's going to be trades, but Immortals does come off the better. Cyber takes down Bo, and round number 7 is theirs, and they put themselves on map and match point.
Now, I was originally, to be honest, I was a little bit worried because obviously they threw 4 people down Dirt Tunnel. We saw that Dirt Tunnel was being pre-fired as well. However, at the same time, it was one rogue on the other side that dropped a frag that drew everyone's attention away, thinking they're going to push Church the same way they did before, and then that allowed the Immortals to just boost on through. Get those frags. So
yeah, a great flurry of refrags that came through there. Immortals really set it up well to go in their favor, but the whole reason they actually managed to do that in the first place because they got that pick onto the Smoke with taking 0 casualties themselves, and after that the dominance just kind of fell into place. Really well played by Novus there, and again, Clubhouse tends to be a defense-sided map, but we're not seeing that at all right now. Immortals are just dominating so far in the attack, and we are finally going to see that CCTV cash room defense coming out from Bootcamp. which, you know, we've only seen the attackers actually win once.
Yeah, no, it's 3 rounds in a row. Immortals are running on now. Let's see if they can kind of lock it off. But it would not be the first pullback from this kind of scoreline we've seen. Obviously, at the exact same point BK were in the first map, and they at least managed to pull it back to 4-5 before it went 4-6. So not writable, offable, yettable. But so they have the pulse. M-King is bringing the MP5 ACOG. At the same time, Cyber is rolling out with that Glaz. They have only the single hard destruction. They don't have the Maverick this time, so try to get those picks. See how they obviously decide to push against insertion.
Yeah, we will see how it's going to go down. It looks like a fairly default strat coming out, however, from Bootkamp. Kind of surprised there's no Maverick pick here. It makes me think that, did they pick Maverick intentionally for a downstairs take, and they have no intention of bringing a Maverick for the upstairs, which is kind of the reverse of what you think would happen. Also, no Legion coming out from defense here of Bootkamp. Leaves a lot to be questioned here, and that is an interesting spectator book from Cyber there.
No, that's a pretty nice new scope they've potentially introduced. It's like when you have the gun where it doesn't actually show the gun. Boar is getting the pings, and you can instantly see the information being fed there. That's brilliant teamwork from Intact, who sprinted around and fired against it. Unfortunately, didn't get any bullets into bodies, but it throws them off. Novus, however, Novi's there to take care of Intact, but the wall is open into CCTV. That is such a big part of any attack against this point, is just getting that gosh darn wall open.
Yeah, it definitely is, and Bandit going down so early on is definitely going to help with that as it moves into a 4v5 situation. Looking so much better here for Immortals to take the series in just this one round. Dud's already very lit up, of course, as well. That's the smoke, you know, already lit up so early. That's a huge pick if they can secure it. And Paolo just holding down into the lobby, see what he can do here. Ball also playing around into the lounge. Having that pulse still downstairs is a good position to be in, but not if you're not having that active impact. And the more people you're playing off site, the weaker your position on the site is going to be. And talking about on the site, Lion Charge is going to go down, smokes go down, one just roots all the way in. And oh, beautiful pick from Cyber. Takes down Duz through the wall. And they're still aware there's a pulse downstairs, and the push just come through. Novice takes him down, but instantly traded out by Palu. Cyber just take down M-King. That's all the way onto the site. It's going to leave Palu and the Buzz all the way off. Not looking too good for Bootkamp here. Palu is unable to revive his teammate Abor to try and get a Nitro off, but not looking too good for them at all. Lion Charge does go down in a post-plant situation. It's looking all but over in a 1v4 for Paolu here. Does manage to actually revive Ball here, so that is looking potentially a little bit better for him. Paolu just moving all the way through, does take down Nyuk. Nice retake coming out from him, but one immediately trades him out. Intax is already calling it GG. And Boar, yeah, no, he can't bring it in at all. One does take him down. Immortals take round number 8. And they will end Bootkamp's flawless performance last season with a defeat immediately into the quarterfinals. Immortals will proceed to face FaZe Clan in the semi-finals upper bracket, and they will knock down Bootkamp into the lower bracket to face off against Liquid.
Yeah, well, Bootkamp, they put up a fight. There's no denying it. They looked the shakiest on that final map. They didn't really ever look like they found their feet on it. They were struggling, and I know that on Border we said Lion wasn't finding his place. Lion was there. Lion was very prevalent in those attack rounds from Immortals. That was a team that seemed like the Immortals we're more familiar with seeing. But, you know, sometimes that's how it boils down. That's what the joy of best of 3 is. A lot of it is down to just how long you can withstand, how long you can play at that high level, and that back and forth, which Immortals just had that stamina today.
They did have the stamina. There was also a number of tactical mistakes I felt that were really brought through, especially revolving around Lion quite a lot from both teams. They, as you said, kind of seemed rusty a bit in using Lion. We definitely saw in that last map that Immortals used Lion way better that map than they had done previously, and really how both teams had used him. It's kind of interesting to see Lion finally getting released out of his cage. Anyway, that's been enough about that. Some great games today. Both games going to Decider. I've been your host and caster, James Sterner Parkinson, and joining me once again has been the beautiful William Fluke Donaldson. We'll be back just tomorrow, I believe, as well, at the same time, so should be good. Stick around then, but until then, goodbye and good night.
See you soon.